Hey guys, and welcome back to another map first impressions video. Today we're going to take a look at Agri OC version 2.0. I found this map up over at modhoster.com, and there will be a link in the description below. This map, as according to the description, says this map is of Normandy with a relief of the same ground. The project started with a blank map 2x by incorporating the relief of my region via Google Earth. This map has 53 fields, 1 village, 3 sell points, a BGA on the farm, milk sale, roads are narrow, equipment max is going to be small, it's going to be 4 meters or less, he says. There's storage on the farm for solid fertilizer, liquid fertilizer. There's a Compost Master, although I haven't seen that on my tour that I did earlier today, so hopefully we'll find that when we look around now. 2 fields with solo missions, and no forestry work. So, I don't know what he means by no forestry work, because there's definitely trees on this map. Maybe there's no sale of logs. Maybe that's what he's getting at. But we'll take a look. And also note, this map has an apple orchard, so we'll also take a look at that. So let's go ahead and pull up bring up the map. So I'll pull up our gator here, pull up the log. You can ignore these 2 warnings. They relate to a different map. You can see the fabric script loading up there for the trees. And there we are. So we've got a clean log. And here we are. So let's go ahead and take a look at the map itself. So it's a fairly small map. With respect to if this whole space was filled up by a 2x map. It's a fairly small area. We have our standard crop types on this map, and we own the fields 11, 12, 17, 15, and 25. 11 and 17 are grass, it appears, and 15 and 25 are just regular arable crops. There appear to be, what did I say, 53 fields on this map. Yes, 53, even though it says 54 here. So I'm not really sure why it has 54, but at any rate, we have 3 main sell points for our crops. Sell point for wool, wood chips, and our hay sell point, and then that sell point also takes compost. And then here's our apples. So here's a list of our starting equipment. None of the starting equipment is leased, and it all has fairly low operating hours, so the maintenance costs are going to be fairly reasonable starting out. We're going to go ahead and take out a loan so that we can buy up some animals as we tour the map. And we have all 3 animal types on this map. We start out with no animals. Our silo appears to have a capacity of 200,000 liters. And I don't think that there are gold nuggets on the map. I did not see any obvious nuggets when I was first touring the map. But we'll keep our eye out just in case. And we're going to leave this at 5x because there's a 1 sell point that is not open until 8 a.m. So we're going to make sure that we want to be around for that. Let's take a look at our starting equipment. We have 2 tractors that range in horsepower from 125 to 145 with a front loader arms, a pallet fork. We have our small case 1660 harvester with grain header, tipper, cultivator, plow. We have the small seeder, and then another small row crop seeder, fertilized spreader, weight, the side sling mower. We've got a tedder, windrow, pickup truck, and our power washer. Let's go ahead and lease up the gator and take a look where the store is. So there's the store. Let's go ahead and hit reset and see what happens. So did it reset? Its reset point is at the store. So if you do have to reset the map or reset any vehicles, they will go back to the store here. So let's go ahead and take a look around the main farm here. So we start out here in the kind of the corner of our shed. Appears that the shed does have a light. This is where we will store our liquid fertilizer. You'll see here we have a liquid fertilizer icon and a bin. So this is where we'll come in. I think we'll put, this may be a input for a liquid fertilizer. And then I think this is an output where we come to fill our sprayers. Let's go ahead and look around here. We've got our weight there. This is our silo. So we come up here and we left click to unfold our pipe. We have a nice creaking sound. I don't know if you were able to hear that. This is where we dump our grain. Let's see here. How did we open this before? There we go. The trigger to open this is apparently pretty small. So once you open this, you'll probably want to leave it open. Yeah, just some equipment storage. This is our power wash bay. Some more equipment. And back here is the BGA. So the BGA is here on the farm. We have our digestate tank right there. And we have our Silo King digester. And we have a silage bunker. Now the silage bunker here is of, oh, are these dynamic? Can I? And we have cool little rubber tires. We can play tire toss. Anyway, so I wanted to show you this over here. Are these dynamic too? Yeah, that'd be too much to ask. So the bunker here, the silage bunker, has something of important note I want to point out to you. In that on this side of the silage bunker, there's a ramp. So you can ramp, bring it up here and tip in, or you can obviously come back here and tip back that way. So I thought that was pretty cool that the silage bunker had a tip area there. So here we have our chicks. Our chickens. I don't know if they put their eggs in here. Looks like we've got some eggs already spawning. So the eggs may spawn in the building, or they may also spawn out here. I'm not really sure. We got some more of equipment, some storage shelves. Equipment. This appears to be storage for seed. You can dump your seed in there and get your seed out of there. Here we have a fuel tank, and this particular fuel tank you need to put fuel into. So you'll back up in here and put fuel in here, and then you'll get fuel out here at the pump. And there's a couple of these around the map where you'll be fueling up your pumps. And we've got a water trigger over here, kind of across the street from the main farm. That's pretty much the farm area. It's not really that big, not really that spacious. And let's go ahead and go up this way. We're not going to bother with the gator at this moment. So up the hill here, we have another storage shed. And I don't really know what this is, other than maybe a wash bay. There is a water spigot here, but there's no trigger for silage at all showing. And in fact, there isn't even a water trigger there. It's just a decoration. But further up the hill here is the pig area. So I wanted to show that to you. So directly beside us, this is the grass meadow, field 17. So here's the pig area, and we'll show the pig area off before we tab over to the gator and start our tour from the shop. We got some storage up here. Here we have our manure pit, complete with steaming manure already. We go up this little hill here, little bank, and here's our pigs. Let's go ahead and buy us up some piggies. Alright, so there they are. And then here's our feed trough for our pigs. Here's our slurry. And now where's the water? Here's some additional storage. So I'm looking, oh, here's the water trough here up against this building. So you'll have to come inside here to water your piggies. And the gate opens that way. So I really liked how this was had a little bit of elevation change, how this came up on a little hill, a little incline, and then we got to another level. I thought that was nice. And then here's field 15. It's a small field, but then again, most of the map here is small and narrow and little, so you're not going to be using big equipment. One, because it won't fit, and two, just because the fields aren't that big to begin with. Let's check and see, since we need to go ahead and jump around. Field 37. Can we get to 37? Field 37 is 5.28 hectares. Let's check field 38. 38 is 5.13 hectares. So these are your two biggest fields, and they're only 5 hectares in size. So that'll give you a general frame of reference for the rest of the fields here on the map. Let's go ahead and visit the shop. So here's our shop, nicely decorated, cloth dealer. There's our gator sitting there. Here is the customize and sell and repair point with this nice old crone forage wagon. So we're going to zoom out a little bit, but I don't know how well we'll be able to you know what? I'm betting the dealer doesn't technically open until 8 o'clock. Alright, so let's speed up time a little bit and see if the gate opens. Because I know that there's one other sell point on the map where it has hours posted, basically saying that it doesn't open until 8. There you go. Businesses here on this map do not open until 8 o'clock in the morning. So you won't be doing your selling or your selling of crops or vehicles until after 8 a.m. Got a scale here. So this is one of our sell points where we can sell manure. And then we have our dump point here. And it looks like they take potatoes. Do they just heap? Yep, you just dump your potatoes here on the heap. So this is Agri, we'll call it. And they take potatoes. They take everything but sugar beets as far as your normal crops. Potatoes you dump around back, and everything else you dump in the grate. So I think this is a really nice small map. If you're looking for something that's small in field size, but has a lot of character, this map might very much be for you. So we're probably going to do a lot of driving near first person because of the narrowness of the roads and the way the trees overhang and everything. It's just going to be difficult for me to see. I will try. I'll try my best to drive with this zoomed out so we can kind of see. Now this field is field 37. It has got a whopper of a shape to it. As you can see by the PDA, it's rather narrow down here, but then it widens out to a fair bit. There appears to be a grove of trees there in the middle. We have a little narrow finger field, field 40, and then field 41. It should be important to note that this map has custom cell icons and mission icons. Alright, we're going to this map does have traffic, but it's only on this one road. So once you get off this one road, you won't have traffic anymore. So here's the animal buy point. We do have animated cows in this area. And here's where you go to get your trigger for all of your animal types, not just your cows. But we do have animated cows standing in here. We have an animated farmer. He's greeting us. Hi, how are you doing? So he just seems to patrol the area. And we'll see in other areas of the map where we have the animated farmer also. Checking out his livestock. All right. Oops, I need to pull that up. Oh, come on, people. There we go. So 44 is another larger field here to the right. 43 to the left. Fairly large field 54. Grass field to the right. And here's our milk cell point. So it also has a gate, so I expect that, let's see if there's an hours indicator on this sign. Let's see if we have one out here. This one's open from 6 to 1. Alright, so we can sell our milk between 6 and 1. After 1 p.m. This gate goes down and we're not going to be selling our milk anymore. So that's kind of nice and kind of neat that we have business hours at all of the businesses on the map. So many maps are kind of 24/7 service. Oh, no, it would be cool if we had little milk jars in there. That would be neat. Alright. So lots of the sell points are central to this area down here on the southern side of the map. So we're just going to stay in cab as we come over here to the next sell point, and you just swing around here. You go over the scale. See, the scale works. There's another of our animated farmers. And here's our dump point for our sell point for our grain. We can get fertilizer and seed out of here if we need to fill up our stuff. Here's where we are going to be selling our sugar beets for this sell point. And And then back here we also have a processing point for wood chips. And I believe this is hay, straw, and grass cells. Or is this the Compost Master? Like I said, there's supposed to be a Compost Master on this map, and I did not find it during my initial assessment of the map. In fact, I didn't even realize that there was a Compost Master until just before I started recording this video, and pulled up the. This must be a sell point for Slurry. Let's take a look and see where we are and what we take. So we have Vanette bale sales, and here, this is, yep, Slurry, wood chips, sugar beets, and grain. That's definitely where we are. And here's the bale sell point, and they also buy compost, and that's right here. There as we go. So like I said, there is a Compost Master. I haven't found it yet. I'm hoping we'll find it on our tour here. If not, then I guess that's kind of leaving it up to you to explore the map and discover it on your own. Although I really like to try to find all of those little nuggets of goodness. So this particular shop is open 8 a.m. to 7 p.m. No late night, midnight harvest selling for you here. And it's pretty important to consider when these businesses are open with respect to great demands. So if you've got a great demand and you don't get down here during the business hours, you may be locked out of doing your selling. Here it's a great demand. So here we've got a equipment rack with a nice label on it. That's pretty cool. There's the door. This is just kind of some additional storage down here on this side of the map. Here we have a customization trigger. Got a little shop. And we have another one of those fuel pumps or fuel storage tanks. You'll come in and you'll put your fuel here to fill this up, or to put fuel in it. Then you'll come over here to the pump to pull fuel out of it. Now, I do want to show you something about the map, because sometimes I try the various things just to see what happens, and we're obviously coming up to the border of the map, but there is no collision on these trees, and now we are in open, uncharted territory. So this is the unmapped part of the base map. So be careful when you are coming up close to the map border that you may actually drive off the map itself onto the empty part. Alright, so we're going to pause here and look at the bigger map. Let's look at it with this screen. So again, we have traffic along this road here. And that's the only road with traffic on it. There's another main drag up this way. And interestingly enough, there is a back road that goes up this way along the back of all these fields. So we're not going to take the back road because it's one of those prefabbed dirt roads. It's rather bumpy and everything. It's kind of jarring. It's lined with trees, so as you can see right here. So we're not going to take that, but it is something to note and something maybe for you to explore as a possible shortcut, we're going to take this road, and we'll see if we can't drive this way. Fields 49 there. Fields 33 off to the side here. Alright, I'm going to try my best, but I said we might have to jump in first person here and do our driving that way. Fields 51 is a long and narrow field there. I really like the way this map has come together. So this is kind of set up as a an animal area, but it's not. It's just a spot for the ambiance, if you will. All right. Foliage is getting a little too dense. The road's a little too narrow at this point. I'm really going to need to jump in here so I can see where we're going. And we are coming into town. We're coming into La Vinville. I'm sure that's a horribly mangled pronunciation. Let's go ahead and take this road over to the cow area, and then we'll circle around to the sheeps and the apples. And we'll also look at the apple buy point. So as we talked about, the pigs are over on the main farm. There we had a cow sign kind of letting us know, and then here it is. This is the road. Entrance to the cow area. It's pretty bumpy, pretty rough. So again, we have our manure pit, complete with steaming manure. Here where we're going to put our silage and our straw for our cows. We have our slurry fill point there. Here's our animals, our animal trigger. And there they are. And then we have a grass trough. Here, I believe, might be a water trough. Let's take a look around and see if we can't find another water trough. Alright, that's got water texture to it, and that's got a trigger, so that's probably where we're going to put our water. Interesting enough, in this round container. We got an electric fence here, and I like how, if you look, you see how the grass is grown on this side. This is a nice little detail. We got grass over here, nicely grown on this side of the electric fence. And on this side, it's not so well grown. It's kind of been chewed down. It's spotty at best as far as the grass goes. And it would have been neat if right here at this electric fence is if we had a little bit of a line here where the cows would have maybe put their necks over the shocker wire to eat some on this side of the field or inside of this fence. That would have been neat. That would have been a really neat detail. And then we have our silage bunker for our cow area. Go ahead and pull that up. And again, we have our tire toss. Tire toss fun. Additional storage for our equipment that we may have up here for our cow areas. So it's a pretty simple cow area, not a lot going on here, but very effective with what its intent is for. And here's where we would pull our milk out of. Alright, let's get back on the main road. And right here is where we have our sell point for our eggs. We've got a couple eggs, we might as well sell them, right? There we go. And down here is where we will bring our apples, our apple crates to sell. And we'll unload those in here. There's our apple crates. That's what our apple crates will look like. And we'll unload them right there to sell our apples. And the price in the, take note of the price in the store. This is based on 1,000 liters. Okay, it's $3,000 for 1,000 liters of apples. Now, typically in a map where they've had an apple orchard, each crate is 25 liters. Okay, so you'll need, I guess, 40 crates to have 1,000 liters of apples. So that number may be a little misleading in the $3,000. That may be a little bit of a misleading amount. So I think that's basically saying that we have road construction that way. We're not going to go that way. We're actually going to cut up along this dirt road here. And again, it's going to bring us up just right by the sheep area. I want to take it slow. I don't want you all to get too jarred. I can't go third person on this because of the way the trees overhang the road. I'll never be able to see where I'm going. And this is the sheep area. Not a lot going on here. The sheep get a little bit of a shaft of a deal, I think. Alright, we'll buy up our sheeps. And here they are. They've got a grass trough, water trough, and I'm assuming that our wool is going to spawn here based on the trigger markers. And we got another old crone forage wagon just hanging out here. So like I said, I think the sheep get a little bit of a shaft because the other two animals kind of have a little bit of a infrastructure around them. But the sheep are just kind of off here by their own selves. With just a gate and a little shed to collect their wool. Alright, so we'll go this way. There's our sheep again. And we got a bit of a drive here on the dirt. We basically have to drive all the way around here to the apple area before we're going to get to any type of a real road. But look at these field entrances. These things are just outstanding. We've got like field markers, which are stones that have been kind of put on end. This field is 1.5 hectares, $156,000. We got an old gate here that's kind of been set off to the side. It maybe has fallen off the hinges. Like I said, this map has a lot of really nice detail to it. If you like small maps, this map may be just right for you. Alright, so our apple orchard is coming up. I don't want to miss it. It's pretty easy to miss. Alright, I think, oh, we're here on the other side. Right, here we go. So here's our apple orchard. And it's just some trees, pretty much. Come around here. So if you had not played on a map with the apple orchard yet, this is how it works. So we have basically 3 rows of trees here. These are our apple trees. You'll come and you'll put 25 liters or 100 liters of water at the base of each tree to water the tree, and you'll put 100 liters of manure at the base of each tree, and you'll get or maybe it's 50 liters of each. It's either 100 or 50 at this point. The rock looks like kind of the texture's a little funky on it, but it kind of looked like a soccer ball there for a minute, I thought. At any rate, you'll get crates of apples that'll start to appear. The trees will have apples that will show up on them, and each crate is 25 liters. And all of the apple orchards that I've ever messed with on Farm Sim 17 have basically produced 4 sets of 25 liter crates. Then they're out, and then you need to water and put manure back in them. Alright, so we're going to run down here, and the BGA is right there. So that is the main farm. There's no real need to turn left because that will just take you out of the map or up to the map border. Now the northern border does have a collision on it, so you won't drive off the map. Let's see here, we can maybe do this for a little bit. So there's directly to our left is the farm where we started. Okay. If we keep going south, we'll eventually come to that intersection way down at the bottom of the map. Alright, so we are going to we're going to back up because we need to turn at this intersection here. Okay. We've already went up that hill because that's where we went to go to the cow area and the apple cell point and the apple orchard. So we're just about done here. We're going to go up here. We've got a nice water tower with a light on top to let everybody know that we've got a tall structure here. And we're going to have to jump on in cab again because we've got overhanging trees and we've got narrow roads to navigate. And the last cell point is up here. So that's why we want to come up here. So let me know in the comments, guys, what you think of this map. I really like it, and if I was looking for a small map to play, this would be on my list of candidates. This is another cell point that is only open at specific hours. This one is 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Here, this should be liquid fertilizer. This is the Black Sheep Moddings placeable. And it should fill liquid fertilizer. Here's our wool cell point. A cell point for sugar beets. Cell point for potatoes. Another animated farmer. Hi, how are you doing? Hey, buddy. How you doing? Oh, I'm fine. How are you? Alright, we have a scale here. We go up and over. This is where we can buy fuel to fill all of our fuel tanks. And like I said, I've not yet found that Compost Master. I'm sorry, I don't know where it is. It must be tucked away somewhere back in the woods. And over here is where you come to dump your grain. So let's take a look at the map once again, just to see if we've got an area that we think we may have really just missed that might have the Compost Master at it. Alright, the only thing I'm possibly thinking is this spot way up here. So, let's see here. Let's teleport to that and see if we can't sneak through here. Oh, and lo and behold, I found it. Sneaky me, I found it. Alright, so this is the one little area that I did not bother to go to. So remember when we came down this hill and we said we were going to turn right because left would just take us to the edge of the map? Well, there's this little road here that goes up to a dead end. And this little road is where the Compost Master is. Here's our Compost Master. So the way this works is we bring our biodegradable material in here. We bring hay, straw, grass, manure, sugar beets, potatoes, and that should maybe be about it. Silage. We put fuel in here, and we'll get compost that will pile up over here. So with that, I'm going to say thank you for watching. This again is the Agri map version 2.0 over at modhoster.com. If you like this video, please click the like button. If you have not subscribed, please consider subscribing. We do new map videos every Tuesday and Thursday, and we do various Let's Play series. Right now we're focusing on a 24-day seasons Let's Play over on Churn Farms. So with that, I bid you farewell, and until next time, happy farming.